What's up, guys? I'm Frosty the Sandwich. Welcome back to Marvel Rivals. Today we're going to be doing a VOD review of a Mantis game I had in Grandmaster. I'm actually Grandmaster 2 right now. I'm about halfway through it. Going to make it to Eternity. But this was a really good game we had with her, and there's some things I still haven't said about Mantis. Yeah, you're probably going to see a lot of Mantis content from me, to be honest, because I just really like her. If I ever have to play strategist, it's probably going to be her. I will branch out here and there, but she's probably going to be my main healer. I do really like Luna Snow. I like Loki as well. Rocket can be fun. But in this game, we actually wanted to play Punisher, but we end up swapping to Mantis to be a good teammate and make sure we have two healers on our team. I think two healers is very important. You always need at least two. You could absolutely run three if you want, and it can be very difficult to deal with. My primary bans for Punisher are Hawkeye and Hela, which is why we were really happy to see these bans come out from the enemy team, and we ended up banning Bruce and Luna, which is also fine. The reason you want to ban Hulk, if you're curious, if you think maybe he's not that strong, number one, I think he is a very strong tank, but I think our Storm player is the one who really wanted to ban him because he could grab her out of the air. He's very good at anti-airing heroes that fly, and he also enables Iron Man, which would be a hard character to deal with. He deals so much damage when there's a Hulk in the game. So not only do you remove a really good tank, but you also nerf a really good character, especially with that with Hawkeye and Hela off the table, because they're basically his strongest counters. Alright. Enough about the bans. Let's get into it. So basically, right off the bat, I usually throw 3 damage buffs out, and I try and put it on the duelists, and then maybe a dive tank if I can, or I think in this case I hit Strange with it. And then we're gonna go into healing mode, healing and attack mode. Essentially, every orb you throw reduces the 4 orbs or little leaves that you see on your screen, but you can get them back by headshotting enemies. So essentially, the key to spamming your abilities on Mantis is landing headshots, which is probably why I enjoy this character so much. There we had a pretty aggressive push, and I do believe our healer calmed it. I wish they had the actual in-game communications in this. That would be very useful, but we pushed really far there. We kind of want to hold him at this choke, though. We shouldn't have pushed through the building, but we can absolutely hold here, and that's why we kind of fell back a little bit, and basically asked for our teammates to fall back too. As the healers, you can kind of dictate where your team hangs out. If they're smart and they want to live anyway, they will eventually look around and find the healers and congregate to them. And then here we're just holding ult to make sure that nobody gets their ult off on us. We're looking to counter ult at this point because as you can see, two people on the enemy team do have their ults already, and we know that we have 2 ults. There we give Storm a damage buff, just but she did call out that she was gonna ult, so we gave her a damage buff and a healing orb before she went in. Tried to heal her up again as she came out. It just wasn't enough to get. I mean, she is basically in the middle of the enemy team, unfortunately. I think she only got 1 kill there, which is unfortunate. I think they were just able to heal through it because the Cloak and Dagger did not ult until just now. And I would have thought maybe a healing ult would have stopped her there, but I think 2 healers can outright heal people if she isn't hitting everybody through Storm's ult. There we're looking to just sedate Thor and let somebody else deal with him, and unfortunately that Wolverine gets a huge ult off on our team, and so we basically ult in response to keep everybody else alive. But if we had anticipated that, we might have been able to ult beforehand. It's very hard to react in time, especially he wasn't on my screen, so I really only had that audio cue to react to there, but I definitely could have ulted as he was doing that to maybe save my team there. A really good pairing with Mantis that you don't see a lot is Storm. Any flying character is. I think Mantis is really good with dive in general. Because you can actually heal people when they're out of line of sight, and that's another thing about her orbs is that even if somebody's topped off, you should still throw your healing orb on them if you think they're about to dive and break line of sight with you. That way, in case they do take damage, they'll still get healed up a little bit. It won't be the initial burst of healing, but they'll still get the healing over time. And there's an initial burst of healing with her heal orb, and then there's a heal over time. When you pop it on yourself, you only get the heal over time, as far as I know. You don't get the initial burst of healing, but then you also get her damage buff. So you'll see me pop it on myself almost constantly. I almost always have it up on myself as well. And then, other than that, it's basically just spamming your thorns into the thick of the enemy. Anytime you get line of sight on people, you should just be throwing thorns downrange at head level, hoping to get headshots, because the more headshots you get, the more healing you get to do on this character. And her sleep is probably my favorite ability. Probably one of the funnest abilities in the game to use, because you basically just get to stop an enemy from doing something for a very long time. They do wake up if you shoot them. The enemy team can also shoot that little purple figure that comes out of the person you sedate. If they shoot that, they'll wake them up too. But people will eventually figure that out. But right now, it seems like not a lot of people know that. So you'll get a pretty long sleep on them until one of your enemy, either the enemy or one of your teammates shoot at them. Now, normally you can line up for a headshot. I usually sleep the tanks and just walk away from them. I don't usually try and engage with them. But if you sleep a healer or a DPS, you could absolutely go for a kill on them with a headshot. Just sleeping them immediately and then headshotting them once won't kill them, so I don't recommend doing it that way. But if you get any damage on them, that's when I would recommend trying to go for a sleep. Where if you see one of them low, go for a sleep, shoot them in the head. There, you always want to kill the shark. We not only heard the sound cue for Jeff's ult, but we reacted to when he actually grabbed our teammates. We hunted him down and killed him. Please do that in your matches. Kill that damn shark. It will save your team. And he can be very hard to hit, but if enough of you are looking at him, he'll die, I promise. And then we took a little bit of an aggressive posture because we had our magic player. Our DPS were basically going in, so we wanted to make sure we were there to heal him, but we backed off a little bit. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to save us from that Wolverine ult. But I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we get rezzed here. But we do, thankfully, with Adam Warlock on the team, we get rezzed here, and we're in a bad spot, and we recognize that, so we're just gonna back off, keep our team healed if we can. Look for any meaningful damage as well, not only to just get our healing back, but to maybe get some early picks. Like, this Thor is pretty out of position now and should die here. Yeah, we do get a pick on him, which is great. I think Thor was pretty aggressive this game, and honestly, like, that may be the reason we won, because he kept putting his team at a deficit. Of course, our type comp is in there too. I think Magic and Venom were doing work this game. 3 kills on that Magic. Hell yeah. You love to see it. And this Thor dive in the back line again, so we punish it. Not a good look. This is a GM lobby. People still make mistakes in GM, I promise. The same deal. Like, I basically try and deny line of sight when I can until they kind of come around a choke or a corner like here. Here, I probably could have started spamming a little sooner there to try and get some healing orbs back. I think a lot of the improvement that I need to do now is just getting better at my angles and understanding when I can be firing more to get more healing orbs back, to do more healing. This character isn't the strongest healer, but she just brings so much utility to her team that I don't think it matters. And I actually did do the most healing on my team this game, but I also got 42 assists by the end of it. I think in general help my team. The damage buffs alone, because I am constantly damage buffing my team. And that's, you just need to learn how to efficiently use. You never want to be completely out of orbs so that you can constantly heal. I usually do keep one up. I see some people like always keep two up, which is fine if you want to do that. But I seem to manage with the one because in the thick of it, I tend to start getting headshots so I can spam again. And you really do need to register when you get the little dinks. That means you get another one. So you know you can pump it twice really quickly in those moments. Here, a huge mistake I made, and it's kind of because I was just tunneling on my team in the fight, is I didn't realize I'd farmed my ult already. I should have counter-ulted that Psylocke ult. If there's any mistake I made throughout the entirety of this game that I wish I could have corrected, it's probably that one right there. I could have kept two teammates alive and maybe kept the cart from pushing up this hill. Thankfully, our Storm does come in and kind of push him off point for a little bit, and we recognize that, so we realize we're actually safe to res there. Immediately pop our ultimate so we can keep our teammates healthy, and then we're just gonna look for any picks we can get on low health characters. We're gonna ignore the tank, unfortunately. Because he kills us directly afterwards. But we're gonna look for, when you pop her ult, I think you should dive the back line with her. Pop, damage buff your team and yourself, and go try and kill a healer with her. They're coming back in for another hold. I really like breaking this building on the left side, by the way, on this map, so that you can get a nice high ground spot. You currently see our Magneto and our Storm utilizing it as cover. And we'll walk up there and use it in a little bit. I also, on this map particular, but almost every map, I really like jump pads. As a healer, jump pads can be your friend, especially if melee characters are on the enemy team. It can make it very difficult for them to kill you, but it just makes it in general harder for you to hit. So if you struggle, especially on this map, that jump pad up there on the point, I don't think we ever get to the spot where we need to use it, but I just kind of hang out there and heal my team. It can be a little harder to hit your shots with it, but it makes you harder to kill. And if you're up there fighting, you're healing and damage buffs alone are bringing utility to your team and just making yourself hard to kill. Everyone, like, I've had a couple of games where I'll just be bouncing on the jump pad and I'll have like two or three people trying to kill me because I'm just being a nuisance. Here we get a counter ult, but thankfully I think she waited just long enough to actually kill me there, so I ran past it, and unfortunately that Adam Warlock took a couple of thorns to the face, and we took him out. And then poor Iron Man tried to save the day there, but he was too low on health. A one shot takes him out, and that wins the game. And yeah, that is Mantis GM2. I think I don't know. I really enjoy her. She's my favorite healer to play by far. But yeah, definitely still some things I could be improving on, but on a whole, I think pretty solid showcase of what you should be doing as a Mantis player. If you like this, please let me know if you learned something here. I'm gonna keep going. If you didn't like it, let me know. Let me know why. Let me know what I could be doing better in the comments. Really appreciate it. And I'll also be doing a VOD review of this Storm right here because she kind of popped off as well. And I really like Storm, but I just haven't seen very many successful Storms at this level. So I'll definitely be interested in seeing their playstyle and what they did because this is a banger game. But other than that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Really does help me out. Till next time, stay frosty.